The Mindful Life Practice.
Everyone. And just land your forehead onto the mat. You can choose whether to have your knees together for a bit of like support, or you can have your knees wide for a bit more space. And then just start to drop into kind of stillness. Do a little scan of your body. Notice how your breath is in the body. Notice what your energy is like. I don't know what time of day it is for you guys, wherever you are. Maybe you're just waking up and you're getting out of bed. Maybe you're getting ready for bed. Maybe you're feeling kind of sluggish after being in your house for 2 weeks. I don't know. Just kind of feel what you're working with. Then let's start to turn our attention towards our breath, taking deep inhales through the nose, filling through the whole torso, and then exhaling through the mouth, and then softening into the shape. Breathing in through the nose, and then exhaling, letting go. So we're going to be moving through a Vinyasa Flow tonight. It's going to be sort of a mixed level. Will be challenging, but I'll offer lots of modifications for whatever level you're at. And I'll invite you to just kind of think about your intention, what it is that motivated you to show up on your mat tonight. Whether it is to build strength or to build flexibility, just have an hour to yourself. I'm kind of working with this theme myself of letting go. Letting go in order to receive. Maybe you want to join me on that. Let's take one more breath in our child's pose. And then on your next breath in, you're going to peel all the way up into a tabletop. And then on your breath in from your table, you're going to tilt at the pelvis. Your belly is going to drop down. Your heart is going to lift. And then you're going to exhale and curl the spine and tuck the chin. This is your cat. Let's keep moving with your breath in. And this time when you exhale into your cat, I want you to pause in your cat, stay there, take a full round of breath. And then keep moving. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Pause and take a full breath. And then keep moving. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Full breath. Just take one more round like this. Inhale. And then exhale. Let your spine come back into neutral. Let's open up through the shoulders. So take a breath in and take your right palm up towards the sky. And then exhale, land your right palm back down. Let's just take 3 more of these. Breath in, and then breath out. 2 more, inhale. And then exhale. This time you're gonna inhale, sweep it up. And then exhale your right arm all the way underneath your left, land onto your right shoulder, land onto your right cheek, and maybe you lift your left palm up and weave the left arm around, hooking it near the body. Breathing into this twist for 3, for 2, and then for 1, let's unwind, and then come all the way back up. Moving the opposite way, okay? So left palm reaches up towards the sky, take your breath in, and then exhale your left palm back down. So we're moving with the breath, inhaling, expanding, and then exhaling, closing or contracting. 2 more. And then take 1 more breath in. And then on your exhale, thread the left arm under, land onto the cheek. Taking your twist for 3, for 2, and then for 1, come all the way back up. Tuck your toes and just sit your hips back on your tucked toes. So this is quite an intense and deep stretch for the backs of your toenails. If it's too much, you can always just come down here, flat on your heels. But we're just gonna do a double thing. So we're stretching through the toes, and then we're also gonna do some wrist stretching. So you're gonna take your arms in front of you, and then just take some circles, making fists. And then circle the opposite way. Taking your hands in front of you, doing some flicks, flick, 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 flick. And then land the palms back down, land your toes, and we're gonna take 1 more stretch. So taking your knees up, and this is gonna stretch through the fronts of your ankles. We like never stretch through this part of the body, so it can feel quite tight. And then come all the way forward again. Walk your palms forward, and we're coming into our first plank. So you can either have your knees down, planting your palms, taking your low plank like this, or you might tuck the toes and lift the hips up, coming into your full plank. I'm gonna move my yoga mat slightly. I've had it on this angle, but I feel like my face is like away from you guys. I'm gonna try it like this. Okay, so you are in your plank right now. I have really been liking this new sequence in plank. And what we're going to do is we are going to land your right elbow and then land your left elbow. So we're coming into a forearm plank. This is my favorite way to start the class. Your core is turning on. Let's stay for 3, for 2, and then for 1, your hips are going to soften and your heart is going to lift up. This is called your Sphinx. So I find that this is a really nice back bend to kind of lead with, instead of going all the way straight into an up dog. And it's challenging for the core. Tuck the toes, lift your hips up, navel in, staying here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, your right palm grounds first, your left palm grounds second, you're all the way up in your plank, and then shift your hips back, find your way into your down dog. So I realized I didn't really introduce the theme or talk to you guys at all about it at the start of the class. Letting go in order to receive, it's a particular favorite kind of theme of mine because I've struggled so much with it in my own life. Growing up, I was kind of a bit of a hoarder. I had a hard time like throwing out my toys and throwing out my things and letting go of them. And letting go shows up in the Yoga Sutras a lot. Pretty much all the yamas and niyamas, they're all about letting go. Let's take an inhale, come all the way forward into plank. And in our yoga practice, we're kind of in this process of letting go, right? Finding a balance of letting go of effort, receiving ease, letting go of movement, finding stillness. So we're moving through a practice today that's centered around this concept. Okay, land the left elbow, land the right elbow. You're in your forearm plank. Know that at any point you can lower the knees. You don't have to be up here lifting if it's a lot. Stay for 3, for 2, and then on 1, you're gonna soften your hips, your back into that nice heart opening stretch. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, one more inhale, one more exhale. And then tuck the toes, find your strong plank. Stay for 3, for 2, and then for 1, it's left palm, it's right palm, and then you shift back up to your down dog, stretch through the calves. So down dog is like kind of a home-based pose in Vinyasa. We're gonna come back to it a lot. So make sure you have a great foundation here. Palms are spreaded and suctioning. Hips are lifting up towards the sky and spine is lengthening. And then head is dangling. Okay, let's bend through both knees, take our gaze forward and just step our feet up to meet the hands. Find a forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. And then bend through the knees, sit the hips back, lift into your chair, your Utkatasana. See if you can find the middle here with your arms intensely extending, but also the shoulders softening. It's like this delicate balance, finding the middle. Stay for 3, for 2, and then on 1, press through both feet, inhale all the way up into your mountain. And then take your palms into heart center and let your thumbs connect to your heartbeat. Let go of effort, receive ease. Imagine for a moment that your torso is like this glass of water that's been filled up with sand. And it's been stirred up and stirred up and stirred up. And then as you find stillness here, the sand begins to settle and the water clears. Sand settles, water clears. Let's inhale both palms up towards the sky, upward mountain. We're going to start moving through our flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale your way back down, plant the palms, step your feet all the way back into your plank. So let's all take the first Vinyasa Flow at the kind of level 1 option. Land the knees onto the mat. I don't know how much yoga experience you all have, so we'll start here. Foundations. Your elbows are going to draw back, like your triceps are building strength. And then take an inhale, lift your heart up off the mat. Find your way into this gentle cobra, and then exhale your way back down and push through a table, find your down dog. So that is a level 1 Vinyasa. That is a perfectly great place to be. If you are more of a regular yogi and you know how to do a Vinyasa with your knees lifted, go ahead. But if you're more new to yoga, I would recommend doing it with your knees lowered on the mat. Okay, let's try one more Vinyasa. Come all the way forward. And then you choose either landing the knees or keeping them lifted. Triceps drawn back. Find your way into your back bend, either cobra or up dog. And then shift all the way back to your down dog. Bend through the knees, gaze forward, and hop or step feet up to meet your hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. Bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair. So this time in chair, we're gonna play around with it. I want you to give your most intense and energetic chair, and then give your most lazy and chilled out chair. And then see if you can find the middle between those two elements. So let go of that intensity and receive a bit of ease. Stay with it for 3, for 2, and then for 1, inhale all the way back into your mountain, and then exhale your palms into heart center. Let's add on, breath in, palms sweep up. Breath out, your heart dives forward, bend through the knees. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Step back, either shift straight to your down dog or flow through that vinyasa. Take your right foot up towards the sky, three-legged dog, and then draw your right knee in and step your right foot between your hands. If you need to use your hand to get your foot there, that's okay. Generally for alignment, you want right ankle underneath right knee. Okay, inhale your palms all the way up towards the sky. So this is your crescent lunge. Hips are geared towards the wall, or I don't know if you have a wall in front of you. I do. But hips are kind of square to the front of your mat, and your left heel is stacking on your left ankle. Take a breath in, and then exhale your palms down. Step your right foot back. Let's flow through vinyasa, and then take it on the opposite side. Okay, so left heel lifts up. Draw your left knee in. Step your left foot between the palms. Use your hand to get it there. That's okay. Inhale. Stay here. Take one more breath. And then exhale your palms back down. Move through your flow. We will congregate in down dog. Take your breath in, take your breath out, and then bend through the knees, gaze forward, step your feet forward. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold, bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair. So if you're just joining my class for the first time, I promise I don't move this quickly the whole time. Well, not quite as quick. We're just warming up the heart right now. That's our intention. So let's add on here. Take your inhale, keep your arms in front of you. Exhale your palms into heart center. And we're gonna twist first. Inhale, lift at the elbows. And then exhale, twist your right elbow to land on your left knee. Gaze over the left shoulder. Now look down at your right knee. Our right knee has a tendency to shoot forward. I want you to draw it back in space. Okay, gaze over the left shoulder, give it 3, give it 2, and then give it 1. Come all the way back through center, and then twist the opposite way. So left elbow, palms are pressing together, stay for 3, stay for 2, and then stay for 1, inhale, and then exhale, fold forward, you got it. Breathe in, well, I don't know if you got it, I'm just assuming. Exhale, lower. And then make your way to down dog, and if you want a vinyasa, vinyasa. I'm gonna skip it. We're gonna take one more warm up flow. Okay, so right leg extends towards the sky, three-legged dog. Maybe you bend the right knee and stack the hips. So your right toes are reaching over to the left, you're kind of opening up. And then slowly unwind. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between your palms. Okay, this time we're gonna inhale up into your crescent lunge. And then we're gonna exhale, open into your warrior 2. So land your left heel, send your right palm forward, gaze over the right fingertips. Take an inhale, reverse the warrior. Take an exhale up to your warrior 2. And then windmill your palms to the mat and frame the foot. Now this time we're gonna widen our stance. We're gonna land onto the left knee. Keep your left palm grounded. Inhale your right palm up towards the sky. And then exhale, twist. So you can either stay here, or you might kick the heel towards the bottom and grab the foot with your hand. Know that it doesn't make you better at yoga if you can do this. It literally doesn't matter. Please try to have like a skillful awareness around what your body needs. If you listen closely, your body will tell you. Don't let your ego get in the way. Release the foot if you have it. Take your palm forward and then walk the palms back, finding a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So that's one of the things that I love about practicing yoga on Zoom is like, I feel like our ego is kind of like out the door because we're not kind of intimidated by the people around us. So we can really practice where our body is like honestly at today. And know that if you need to take rest, just take rest. Go into child's pose. Still a yoga pose, you're still doing yoga. Okay, give it one more breath. Walk the palms forward. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Okay, option one, you can just step straight back to your down dog. Option two, we're gonna come into Vashisthasana, which is just a fancy word for side plank. So you're gonna roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, walk the right foot to the center. Maybe you step the right foot back and you stagger or you stack the feet. Maybe if you're feeling funky, you lift the right foot. And if you're like, what the F? I don't wanna do this, don't do it. Does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Come forward, land the right palm. If you wanna keep your right toes lifted, maybe. Move through a flow with one foot lifted. Then come back to your down dogs. Okay, we got this. One more warm-up flow. Left leg lifts. Bend through the left knee, stack the hips. Slowly unwind. Draw your left knee in. Step your left foot between your palms. Slowly inhale all the way up into your crescent lunge. And then exhale, open, land the heel. Warrior two, you got it. Breathe in, reverse the warrior. And then breathe out, come all the way up. Windmill palms to the mat and frame the foot. Land onto your right knee. We're gonna move into that twist. So your right palm stays anchored. Your left palm goes skyward. You swim it back. Maybe you make a connection. Maybe not. Take one more breath. And then release that foot. Take your palm forward. Let's walk the palms back as you lengthen through the left leg. And now give it 3 breaths. So as you inhale, lengthen through your heart. And then as you exhale, humble it forward. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Walk the palms forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Maybe you just step back to plank. Maybe you come with us through this side plank journey, finding your variation. 3, 2, and then 1. Let's all vinyasa. And then let's all just take a rest in child's pose. Okay, so come back, land your knees. Sit your hips back. I'm gonna look for my water. Left it somewhere. Let go of effort. Receive a bit of ease. Letting go of movement and receiving stillness. But slowly peel all the way up through a table. And we're gonna take some yoga push-ups, yay. For a long time, I didn't do any or a lot of arm work and core work. in yoga, and I've since realized that like if we avoid the things that we hate, they're not going anywhere, right? So we sometimes have to do the stuff we hate and just kind of suck it up. So we're gonna walk the palms forward. If we never build any arm strength, we'll never get those arm balances, hey? If you wanna tuck your toes and lift up, if you're like more hardcore than me, go ahead. I'm gonna keep my knees on the mat. We're gonna draw the triceps back in space and then push the floor away and lengthen the arms. So the reason why we do so many tricep push-ups in yoga is because when you eventually start going into arm balances, your arms are set up in like this shelf, this chaturanga shelf. So we're like training the arms, building strength. Let's take 2 more. And then 1 more. And then after this one, come all the way down. You got it. And then take your palms alongside your hips. And let's breathe our way up into a locust. So we're opening the heart. You're creating one long line from the crown of your head all the way through your toes. Keep lifting here. Take 3 deep breaths. 2. And then 1 more. Just land a cheek, bend through the knees, rock the knees from side to side. Rock all the way into stillness. Land the feet back down. And let's push the ground away. Come back into a table. Okay, so tabletop. We're gonna take a little bit of core in our table. Keep your left knee where it is. Lengthen your right leg long behind you. Keep your right hip level with your left. Okay, so you can just stay here if you like, if your balance feels off today. And if you want to add in a little balance, we're going to lift the opposite arm, so left fingertips. And now you're reaching through your left fingertips all the way through your right heel. Okay, let your navel draw in to support yourself in stillness. And know that if you fall, you fall. You're still a good person. There's a great video of me falling on my Instagram story. Oh my God, there's cheering outside. I have to tell you guys something. At 8 p.m. every night in Abu Dhabi, everyone's going onto their balconies to cheer for the medical staff. Anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it. So I know that we're halfway done. Okay, we've been holding this way too long. Take a breath in. Curl your elbow in to meet your knee. 3 more. 2 more. Oh, I love the cheering. We're in full lockdown, so that's like the only fun thing you can do every day. Curl your elbow to your knee, and then lengthen back up. Now I'm gonna give you an option here. You're gonna reach your left palm long, bend your right knee, so your right foot goes up to the sky. And if you wanna take a little bit of a back bend while in your table, you might go into a little bit of a back bend, okay? Your choice. Give it 3, give it 2, and then give it 1. Release, and then land the palm. Oh my God, my right arm is sore. I kept you guys there for a long time, I'm sorry. It's one of my flaws as a yoga teacher. I'll like start talking and get distracted. Okay, opposite side, left leg long. If you want to lift the opposite arm, go ahead. Find your extension. I won't make you stay on this side for as long, just take a breath in. And then exhale to curl. 3 more, inhale. And then exhale. 2. And then 1 more. They're still cheering out there. Inhale, extend. Bend the knee, reach back. Maybe I'll just leave you guys here in this pose and I'll go cheer on my balcony. Just kidding. Let's release the foot, release the palm. And then just find yourself back into your table. Why don't we take one cat-cow just to bring it out? And then we're going to come back into a down dog and do a bit of a core sequence from our down dog. If it's too much at any point in your down dog, just come back to the table and do what we just did right now, okay? But if you're joining me up in the down dog, we're gonna spread through the palms, press through the fingers, lift all the way up. And then first thing we're gonna do is take your right leg up towards the sky, bend your right knee, stack the hips. Maybe you stay here. This is a great place to be. If you wanna flip your dog, you're gonna ripple your heart forward, so you're coming forward into plank. Roll off the left toes, land your right tippy toes, lengthen through your left leg and extend your right arm up behind you. So it's like a back bend, it's a side body opener. Give it 3, give it 2, and give it 1. Unwind back to your three-legged dog. Keep your right leg extended, and then take your right knee in. We're just gonna do a little bit of rocking side to side. So you're in your plank now. Right knee taps right elbow, taps left elbow. 1, 2, let's do 4, 3, and then 4. And if you want to land into a fallen triangle, you're going to extend your right leg up to the side, land onto your left heel, left palm up towards the sky. Again, if it's your first time doing yoga with me, don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. Let's land the left palm, lift all the way back up, three-legged dog, and then take your right knee in, step your right foot between your palms. Okay, inhale your palms up. Take your palms onto your hips. We're gonna step the left foot in a tiny bit. So now you're in a warrior 1, okay? Take your palms up towards the sky. On your inhale, lengthen. And then lengthen through the right leg. Breathe in, reach your arms up. And we're gonna come forward into what's called a pyramid pose. I don't do this pose very much in my classes. I don't know why. We're gonna do it today. So this is a nice deep hamstring opener. And your hands might not reach the ground, that's okay. In yoga classes, I would invite you to use a yoga block. At home, you can use books, you can hold on to a chair. Don't feel like you need to reach for the ground. That's what leads to injury if you're pushing past your personal edge. Okay, so find a position that's comfortable. And then let's just find the middle here. Middle between effort and ease. Give it one more breath. And bend through the right knee. Come all the way back up into that warrior 1. Take your palms into your heart center. Press your thumbs to your heartbeat. And then step off of your left foot. And we're coming forward into a warrior 3 now. So you're making this uppercase T with the body, long line from the crown of the head all the way out through the heel. If you want to challenge your balance, we're going to take 4 little warrior 3 push-ups. So we're going to bend through the standing leg and then lengthen it all the way back up. Let's give it 3. Let's give it 2. Let's give it 1. They are still cheering out in the balcony. People are really bored here. Bend through the right knee, step all the way back. What is happening? Okay, I'm distracted. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, come all the way back up to your warrior 2. Land your right elbow on your right thigh and reach your left fingertips forward. Let's give 3 more of these. So inhale, reverse. And then exhale into your extended side angle. Take 2 more. And then 1 more. And this time you choose, you stay here with the elbow. Maybe you reach the fingertips down. And then maybe if a bind is part of your practice, wrapping the left arm back, wrapping the right arm under, finding this like bound pose, give it 3, and give it 2, and then 1, release, lengthen all the way up, lengthen through your right leg. Let's turn your right toes inward, so all 10 toes are facing a side wall. I'm just gonna come forward. I'm turning around so you can see me. So toes are outward, heels are back. Take your breath in, extend through the arms, and then let's exhale and come forward. Okay, let's try a little bit of a deeper twist today. So we're gonna reach our right arm all the way across to your left, somewhere on your left leg, and then take your right arm all the way up towards the sky, and maybe you hook it around the hip and just gaze over the shoulder. And then let's slowly unwind and then take it the opposite way. So left arm reaches across, right arm reaches back. Maybe you hook it around the body, gaze over the shoulder. Come all the way back. Release your arms, maybe you grip opposite elbows, let your head dangle. Kind of let go of the weight of your day or your week. Letting go of all that movement, receiving a bit of stillness. Press through the feet, come all the way back up to stand. We're gonna do 2 more poses on the right side. So I'm just gonna turn to face this way. You're gonna turn your right toes out again, bend through the right knee, find yourself back into your warrior 2. Then we're actually, I lied, we're gonna lengthen the right leg. We're gonna hinge forward and take your right arm alongside your right calf. So we're back into the Trikonasana, another hamstring opener, and you can stay in your Trikonasana, or if you wanna come into your half moon, your Ardha Chandrasana, you're gonna shift weight onto your right foot and your right fingertips, and then lift your left leg behind you. Okay, so this is an option. You can stay here. Well, maybe you fall. Your third option is to come all the way into sugar cane. So your left heel kicks back, and your left hand is gonna grab onto your right foot. This is like quite a tricky pose. So if you don't get it today, it's okay. I think this quarantine is gonna happen for a while. We're gonna have a lot of opportunities to do yoga together on Zoom. Okay, let's release that foot. And then come all the way back to the front of your mat. Just step forward, whatever way you get there. Okay, let's step our feet wide. Heels in, toes out. And then bend through the knees and sit into a little squat. Okay, so opportunity to chill here, just in this squat. If it's too much for your hips, you can be sitting up on a block, that's okay, all right? If you want to come into your crow pose, I'm sure you've seen, I've been all about this crow pose challenge on Instagram, so we have to do crow today. If you want to, you're going to anchor your palms onto the mat and lift your bottom up. Spread through the palms, create those chaturanga arms, like those tricep push-up arms that we did. Attach your knees to your elbows, and maybe you just tilt forward. Make sure you look forward. Your body will go where your eyes go. And if you're looking forward, then you will float. And if you're looking down, then you'll fall. And while we're playing around with that, I don't know if you saw on my story today, but someone who's actually never tried yoga before sent me a message that they were so discouraged that they couldn't do the crow challenge. And I was like, oh my God, that took me like 5 years of yoga. So if you're discouraged that you fall, falling is just like part of the process, right? Falling just means that you're human, that you tried something. Gotta fall before you learn how to fly, right? Okay, let's come back to our down dog. I'm done with crow. Step back to down dog. If you want to take a little vinyasa, take a vinyasa. We're gonna move through that same flow on the opposite side. Okay, so you can come down to your table and just do your core from your table, or you can come on this adventure, taking your left foot up, bending your left knee, stacking the hips, maybe you flip your dog coming all the way forward, landing the toes, outer edge of the right foot, lift your heart, give it 3, give it 2, and then give it 1. We're gonna come all the way forward, Draw the knee in, and then take the knees back and forth 4 times. So 1, left elbow, right elbow, 2, left elbow, right elbow, 3. Last one, 4. And then extend, land onto the other edge of the foot, anchor the heel, lift the arm up towards the sky. This is that fallen triangle. And then come all the way back. And then step your left foot between your palms. Okay, let's step the right heel in. Land onto the heel, find your warrior 1 legs. And then invite your length through the left leg, breathe in. And then exhale, take it forward, lengthening over the hamstring, finding your pyramid pose. And then take 3 rounds of breath. Then through the left knee, come all the way back up. We're gonna open up into your warrior 2. So widen your stance a little bit, left knee underneath, or sorry, on top of left ankle, and then move through your 4 flows. So breathe in, reverse the warrior, and then exhale, extended side angle. 3 more. Two more. And then take 1 more. And when you land in your extended side angle, choose your posture. If you want to take the right arm, or sorry, the left arm down, maybe you wrap around and find a bind. Hold on to whatever pose for 3, for 2, and then for 1, we're gonna lengthen all the way up again, and then lengthen through your left leg. Okay, shorten your stance. Let's breathe in, stay where you are. Hinge forward, left arm alongside left leg, and then right fingertips reach up towards the sky. So we're back in our Trikonasana. And then you choose, you either stay here or you shift weight forward, finding your balance. This is your half moon. And then if you want to kick the heel towards the bottom, grab onto the foot. So in case you were wondering, people are still cheering on the balcony. I'll have to inquire with the other people in Abu Dhabi. Oh my God, if this is happening near their houses too, or if it's just mine. Okay, take 1 more breath. And then we're slowly just gonna release the foot if you have it, and then step all the way forward and let go of all of that and find yourself in a forward fold. Release your head, release your neck. Take 1 more breath. And then we're gonna slowly, slowly roll up to stand. Okay, so we have been systematically like opening through the shoulders, opening through the quads, practicing balance. And we've been working towards Nadarandasana, which is the dancer's pose. So stay with your hands on your hips. Keep your right big toe anchored into the mat. Kick your left heel towards your bottom. And then you're gonna take your left hand and reach it out. Grab onto the inside of the left foot. Okay, so maybe you just stay here. Maybe you reach your right arm up. Maybe you're able to tilt your heart forward, coming into this back bend. Just take 3 breaths. And then come all the way back up. And then let's take the opposite side. So left foot lands, right heel kicks up, grab the inside of the right foot. Lift the left arm up, maybe you stay here. Maybe you tilt all the way forward. Slowly come all the way back up to stand. And then take the right foot down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We're slowing down, I promise. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, back down. Make your way back to a down dog. Maybe take a vinyasa. And we're all going to move into a deep pigeon stretch. Take your right leg up. Draw your right knee in. And lay your right shin across the width of the mat, wiggling the left knee back to create space in the hip crease. Now, if pigeon is not a good pose for you, if it hurts your knees, you can take this same pose on your back. If you're fine here, just lay your heart forward and rest your forehead. If this does not suit you, you can come up here and you can cross the ankle on top of the thigh and flex the foot and settle back into this shape. Okay, so it's just a different variation, same deep hip opening benefits. And we're going to drop into stillness here for a couple of breaths. So our practice today revolved around this concept of letting go. I think I told you at the beginning of the class that letting go has always been difficult for me. That all of my toys in my childhood house, I'd freak out at my mom if she was wanting to get rid of my Barbie dream house. And it was only when I became an expat, when I moved to Kuwait at age 23, and I could only get on the plane with 2 suitcases of stuff, right? I really had to choose what was most important. And I remember when I moved into my apartment in Kuwait, for the first time in my life, I had an apartment that was like just empty. It didn't have a lot of stuff. And like the spaciousness and the expansiveness and like the calmness I felt, it was something that I would have never expected. I think sometimes we're afraid of letting go of things because we just don't know what we're going to receive when we let go. But what we receive from letting go can be beautiful if we open our minds to it. Take the palms underneath the body. We're going to come all the way up, 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 up into a down dog. Just stretch out. And then get ready for the opposite side. So left knee lifts up. Draw your left knee in. Lay your left shin across the middle of the mat. Step your right knee back until you create space. And then hinge your body forward. So I think the largest way that letting go has come up in my life has been in the last year. I'm pretty open about this on my social media, so I'm sure you guys have seen it. In about 2 weeks, it's going to be my 1 year no beer, my 1 year without alcohol. And this was a huge deal for me. It was really hard for me to quit alcohol because my whole adult life revolved around alcohol since I was a teenager. Social life, going to parties. I just didn't know what life would be like without it. And when I finally let go of it, it was scary at first. I was like, what if people don't want to hang out with me? What if I don't have fun anymore? And my life has just been like 1,000 times better since I gave it up. I'm happier, I'm healthier. Every sunrise is like so beautiful when you're not hungover looking at it. And sometimes we kind of have to jump off the edge, and the Buddha says that we only really lose what we cling to. We only really lose what we cling to. Let's take one more breath in this pigeon. Been here for a while, haven't we? We're gonna come all the way up, roll over. Man, I always run out of time in these classes. I need to make them 75 minutes. You're gonna roll over onto your bottom and just roll your spine all the way back down. Take your knees into your chest, and we're just gonna take a short little spinal twist before we take Shavasana. Okay, so you can drop both knees over to the right, open your arms on the mat, send your gaze over to the left. And take your knees all the way back up through center. And then send them the opposite way, gazing over the opposite shoulder. If there's any last poses that would seal off your personal practice today, could be like a happy baby or butterfly, whatever, feel free to take it. We'll all meet up for a quick, short and simple, sweet little Shavasana. Or if you want to come up into your seated meditation, feel free, either or. We'll stay in one or the other for about 3 or so minutes, taking deep breaths. Using the rhythm of the breath to connect to the moment. You know, if your mind wanders away from the moment, just coax it to come back. Give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. And a nice long stretch through the body, fingers all the way through your toes. Take your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice little hug. In this hug, I want you to acknowledge yourself for showing up, for making this happen. I know myself last week when I was at home on quarantine with or isolation or whatever it's called, with nothing to do, I literally did nothing. So it's huge that you showed up and prioritized your self-care. So thank yourself for that. Let's all come up to a seated shape with our hands at our heart center. Lengthen through the spine and soften the shoulders. So we close with an intention, an ancient intention. Perhaps the original intention. It's been passed from heart to heart, year after year. That our yoga practice remain steady, that our efforts be continuous, that our yoga be of service and benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. We'll seal with an Om sound, and if you want to join, we'll inhale and then exhale, and then inhale through to make the Om. So take a deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in. So much. Om Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.